Good morning, everybody. Monday morning, and we are in a loaner truck, but we're not in the Peterbilt. We are in the red Mac that we used to drive when we ran out to Sunbury all the time. It's one of my favorite trucks, so I'm kind of happy to be in it. I'm not a big fan of the Peterbilt long nose 379s anyway. I like my visibility, so we got the Mac, which is my favorite truck. So we got a day. We'll tell you about it as we go along, but we got to get ourselves moving here. So talk to you out on the road. Alright, so we are rolling. The original plan for today was to do 2 Fogelsville out of the Red Barn location and grab a van, take that up to Hazleton, and then grab another Red Barn load and take that over to Allentown. A little bit of a change of plans since another driver has the trailer I was using. I'm taking this trailer that needs a tank wash out to Elizabethville, and then I'm gonna go to Tower City and pick one up, take that down to Fogelsville, and then come back and then grab the vans, do the Hazleton shuttle, and then come back and get a Red Barn load over to Allentown. So it's gonna be a long day, but maybe a little longer than if I would have done the 2 water loads instead of the one in the van. But it's a nice ride going out to Elizabethville, so I don't mind it too much. And I'm in my favorite truck. I love this red Mac. This is the one I used, like I said, when I was doing the Sunbury loads, and I've been itching to get it back. And while it's not a permanent assignment, it's kind of nice to have it for a few days. Hopefully I keep it for a little while anyway, because truth be known, I'd rather drive this nearly 600,000 mile Mac than that 73,000 mile Kenworth. I mean, don't get me wrong, that is a nice truck, a very nice truck, but I'm partial to Macs. I've always liked Mac trucks, and I love driving this truck. It fits me like a glove. I fit it like a glove, as long as it don't give me any problems. It's a great truck, and I love driving it. And as for the Pete, that's a 389 extended hood, and while that's a nice truck too, it's a pretty truck when it's cleaned up, especially because it's black. But for local jobs, it's a bit cumbersome. You got that long hood, so you don't have good visibility, and then it's got an extended wheelbase on it that could probably hold a studio sleeper. So it's not the best truck for local work. It's cumbersome. Let's put it that way. So this is my favorite truck. So I'm actually the happiest I've been in a number of weeks, and maybe even months, being in this truck. I really wish I could keep it, but it's generally being used as a spare, so I don't think I'm going to be able to. I wish I could talk the boss into letting me keep it, because I just love this truck. But anyway, we're going to take this 895 over to 61 down to Hamburg, jump on 78, go out there to 81, close to Harrisburg, and get down there to Elizabethville. And I got to find out which tank I'm going to drop this one for, and go get that load and take it to Fogelsville. Alright, so we're out here on 83. Just got off 81, got on 83. We're heading southbound here, coming up on the 83-283 split, about 1.5 miles, 2 miles, if that sign just said back there. But we need left lane down here, so there's no restrictions. So we're going to ride it out. That way we don't get shut out, because this next overhead sign will tell you that for 283 south, which is what we need to be in the left lane. And the middle lane is for 83 south for Harrisburg and York. So when I see brake lights coming on up here, I don't know what that means. Usually this road isn't that bad. It's when you get on the other section of 83 going westbound toward the Susquehanna River Bridge. That's where it usually gets clustered up a little bit, but not usually too bad here on this stretch. But you know, like I said, you can get pinned over there in that middle lane, and then you're not going to get on 283 like you're supposed to. So you get while the getting's good, as long as it's legal. Doing all right. 1:15 p.m. We're already out here by Harrisburg, not in Harrisburg proper, but near Harrisburg. Oh, we should be able to drop and swap pretty quick. We'll have to find it down there. I know which trailer I'm picking up, but we'll just have to find it. find an open spot to put this one, and then hook up to that one and get going. And then if I didn't tell you already, we're going to take it to Tower City and get a load right up there off of 81, rather than going almost all the way back to our shop to get a load. So kind of cutting off some miles, I believe. I don't know. But that's per the boss. That's not per my changing things up. Boss wanted me to go out there and get that load instead of going all the way back to the Red Barn location. So that's what we do. Up traffic, not too bad. It said it's only 1:15, so not really a terrible time of traffic out here. We will probably come to a stop before we get on the 283 down there by the Turnpike interchange, but that's usually always that way because there's a traffic light at the top of that ramp. As I suspected, this would back up a little bit. Not as bad as it could be. If we were a couple hours later, it would be worse. But this one always backs up nearly all day long to a point, because it's a sharp little turn, and then you got a traffic light up at the top. This is the one where if you miss your signs, you're getting on the turnpike and you're going to get kind of screwed up. Because then you'll have to go east or west till the next interchange and get yourself spun around and come back. Because there's no forgiveness here. If you miss this ramp, there's toll booths already. So that wasn't too bad. We just kind of kept rolling. It slowed down a little bit, but we just kept rolling. Actually, this is a yield sign. Now, see, now we're going to have to stop because you don't know. I wish this would tell you when that's going to turn green. So you don't pull out in front of somebody, but not a whole lot of traffic out, so it wasn't a big deal. But yeah, it'd be nice if when you come up around that ramp, it would tell you if that light was actually red to the traffic to the left or green to the traffic to the left, so you knew whether you could just kind of roll that yield sign or if you needed to come to a stop. Alright, so we made quick work of getting down here. There was no traffic, everything flowed along pretty good. No problems in Harrisburg, no problems getting on the 283. So we got here, found a spot, dropped the one that needs to be cleaned, found the one that was cleaned, we're hooked up to it, ready to go, took care of all the paperwork, put a copy in the trailer, put a copy in my trip envelope, put a copy in the overhead that's going to go to the water plant, and as soon as I'm done taking a 5-minute break here, we're going to get going up to Tower City and get that first load of water for the night and take that to Fogelsville. So we will talk to you a little later on en route. Alright, this is another pretty stretch of the freeway here. Drops down this little hill here into the ravine exit, and you start climbing up the mountains, get up onto the ridge top that takes you up to Hazleton. And it's kind of a nice little mountain cut coming through here, as you can see, or at least hope you can see. Now we'll start the climb. The only problem with it is there's no actual third climbing lane for trucks, so it can get jammed up a little bit if you get too many heavy trucks on it. But this is just a really nice section of the freeway here. Generally don't get to run this direction on it. It's the nicer look going northbound than it is going southbound. Right about here where the big trucks start to lose it if they've got a load on, and then they said it can jam everything up if you get one heavy one trying to pass another heavy one. I got a four-wheeler back there. He's just kind of lingering off my bumper, and he's gonna screw me up probably with this guy here. I don't know. Nobody behind him, so I'll just back out of it. Hopefully he'll pass him. Hopefully he'll pass me. I can, come on, dude. It's like I'm slowing down, you're slowing down. Oh, well, even when there's no traffic, there's sometimes little issues. They probably had their cruise on, so the hill was slowing them down just a little bit. So So as I was trying to slow down, back out of it, let them get around me so I could get around the truck, they were slowing down right along with me. All right, so we got a bear to the right here at this street. This is not usually the way we came in to get the water out of this well, but this is the way we got to go. We would come in from the other direction, and we'd hook a left, and then we'd come in here by this Snyder Physical Therapy, and we make another left, and then we go down the road this way to the well. And I don't know if any of you remember that one time I out here during the remnants of one of the hurricanes that had come up from the south. And we'd gotten about 8 inches of rain already that day, and this road was half flooded out, and water running out of these yards, and that was a mess of a day. And it got worse after I had gotten home that night with high winds and more heavy rain, and it was a pretty interesting run. I think I did 2 Sunburys, and then of course went to Fogelsville. We cross into Dauphin County here, and let's see, here it comes right here by this squiggly road sign. Been a while since I picked up a load out here. Ooh. So come in here and swing it up, and I may not get my line right. There's a certain place you got to stop so that the hose reaches the truck properly, and I'm sure that I don't quite remember it. There was a line painted on the blacktop, but that has since disappeared. It's been 3 years since I've been out here, but I usually go way down into here and then back up to the building. Alright, so we're here loading up. I just checked the meter after I did paperwork and took it out to the truck and did my truck paperwork, and we're at about 1,700 gallons. Maybe by now we're up to 2,000 gallons. So we got about 4 more thousand to go, so probably about 15 more minutes till we get loaded. I think it's about a half hour here. 20 minutes at the Red Barn location, but if I remember right, it's a half hour here. Like I said, I have been here now in 3 years, not since I was doing those Sunburys, so it has been a while, but if I remember right, it is a half hour to load here, and we've got to manually shut it off. So, but anyway, we're loading, and when we're done, we're going to get rolling, and we'll take 81 to 78, and I'll show you when I used to do Sunbury, where I used to come through that construction where I had to ride the left lane all the way through and always worried about traffic. That's all finished up now, and I'll show you how it looks. Alright, so we're on that section of freeway that back when I used to run the Sunbury loads was under construction. And it's finished now, and it's really nice. You can see how smooth it is. Nice fresh concrete, big wide shoulders. There never used to be shoulders out here. It was only about a 2-foot wide breakdown lane, so if anybody broke down, they'd be stuck halfway into the right-hand slow lane. So this was very much improved. They added truck climbing lanes like you see there on the other side. So when there's a hill, there's 3 lanes going up it, and just a major improvement over what it used to be. But yeah, when I used to come back with that last load of water for the day, I used to always worry whether there was a incident or a crash or a kerfluffle that would go on in here, because it would jam it up like there was no tomorrow. And if you knew about it in time, you could jump off and take the old US 22, which is a 2-lane road that kind of parallels this here and there. And you can jump off there and then get around it. But yeah, I always used to worry about it, whether or not it was going to be jammed up through here. And trucks had to ride the left lane. And so this is a 10-mile stretch that they made a major improvement on. All right, we're rolling off the last few miles of 78, and my God, the last 5 miles that we just rode were so bumpy, rattled the hell out of this truck. They're fixing it. They're concrete patches, but they're fixing it. But boy, was it rough. And there to our right, Samuel Adams Brewery. Used to be Schaefer Brewery years ago, but now it's Samuel Adams. A couple friends work there. I guess it's a good job. I don't know, but you got to start out night shift if you do go work there. So, but we are getting off of 78 here onto 100, so I take a different look at it than the usual routine of coming down 100 and going underneath 78. So, only about a mile from the plant right now. What's the temperature? 71 degrees. Just a really nice day today. Just a really nice day today. So now we got to work our way left. We get in the middle lane right away while we can, and if we can get in the left lane right away, we're going to do it, and we can. That was easy peasy. Sometimes it's not so easy to get out there. And we come down here and the light turns green for us. That worked out well too. Alright, so we're hooked up to our van. We got the water unloaded and we checked in over at the kiosk and are hooked up to the van. We just walked around it, wrote down the seal number. We'll be ready to go here in a few minutes. I tried to do a segment there on the pad, and just as I got started, one of the other company drivers came in. Then I was just ready to get started with another one, and the wife called. And I got off the phone with her, and another driver came in. So I really didn't get a chance to talk to you while I was unloading the water. So I figured I'd just take 5 back here, eat one of my snacks, and just tell you where we're at so far. So it is about 5:30. And we got the van. When I get the paperwork, I'll see what the actual appointment was, because like I said, the day was changed up a little bit. I was supposed to come down here with 2 waters from the Red Barn and then grab this van, but then I had to go swap out a tank wash and then go all the way out to Tower City to get my load. So 1 load in, and I'm here at 5:30 getting ready to roll with the van. So I don't know that there's hard appointments with it, but there is probably a time on the paperwork that says when it should have been picked up. So we'll see how close we are to it. But anyway, we're going to get going here in a few minutes, and we'll talk to you on the way up to Hazleton. All right, so we're rolling. We got our bills, and 5 o'clock was the pickup time, so ended up half hour off. But like I said, I don't think they're really hard appointments. And from what I understand, the plant was slow on the first load. I talked to one of our drivers when I was heading out to the tank wash, and he said he was sitting down here waiting to unload. So it could have been in the same time frame had I done my 2 waters down here instead of going out and doing the tank wash. So 6 of one, half dozen of the other. But anyway, we're not too far off our time, so we're right where we need to be. Wondering which way would have been the better way to go out. If I go out the other way, then I sit in a lot of traffic at the traffic lights. If I go out this way, I've got a chance of sitting a little bit until I can get out of this stop sign here. We'll see. There's nothing coming from my left right now. I've got one coming from my right, so it shouldn't be too bad. Looks like I'll be able to get out of here right quick. Yeah, there we go. This way I'll only have to sit at one light there by Yakko's Hot Dogs. Other way, I mean, I could roll and get all those lights green, but at the same time, I could go up there and sit through 2 light cycles at each of the 3 lights. So you never know. So this way probably going to work out better. So I did not have the greatest of dialogues going coming across 78. I'm not sure if I'm going to put them in the video or not. I got into a real heavy cluster and a couple of slow trucks, and it's just kind of interesting, but it's just kind of weird. And the dialogue isn't what I would really like, but then again, that's the kind of stuff we experience when we're trucking, so I'll have to look through it. When I download these to the computer, I'll watch them and see if they're worth putting in the video. It was mostly that segment that was under construction when I used to run Sunbury and come back with my last load of the day and come through that section where we had to ride the left lane for 10 miles. Everything was real tight in there because they were rebuilding the entire freeway from the ground up. So to see if the dialogue is good and the video will be good, maybe I'll just stick it to music and let it do its thing. I don't know. But yeah, we're getting out of here. As you can see, it has just been a gorgeous day. It was a little bit more cloudy earlier, but now it's a little more sunny. And it warmed up at 72 degrees, which is really kind of nice. I mean, for this time of year, you'd like it to be a little warmer because we're starting to head in more towards summer than we are spring, but yeah, it is what it is. But like I mentioned about Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Wednesday and Thursday, it's quite possible, according to the computer models, that we don't get out of the 40s on those 2 days. It's that cold of an air mass coming down with a storm system, so I don't know that anybody will see any snow out of it. That would be kind of rare to get snow this late in the season, but it's just going to be a cold and miserable rain for 2 days, and then after that we still have showers right into Saturday or Sunday. So almost a repeat of last week. So yeah, coming around this way, this is the only traffic light we have until we get to Tillman Street. And the only thing I gotta watch is that now there's a lot of traffic coming. Those two got out, we're able to make a right on red, but now there's a lot of traffic coming again. So I'm gonna have to sit wait, and then when the light turns red, or red for 100, then the other side goes first. So, and we'll have to wait for them. But anyway, we're on our way up to Hazleton. We'll talk to you somewhere along the way or up there when we do the drop and hook. No, it looks like we can make it. It's still green and there's nothing coming, so we can make it. Now it just turned yellow. Yep, we got it. All right, we'll talk to you elsewhere. Okay, we are supposed to put this in door 14 or spot 146, and our empty is in 137. Let's see how good it is today. So let's look for 137 first and see if our empty is there. And actually, I ought to make sure it's empty, because sometimes they're not. Well, let's take a peek and see. Well, the doors are open, so I'm guessing it's empty. That's a good sign. One time I came up here and I dropped in, they wanted it in a dock, and I dropped it in a dock, came over here to get my empty, and my empty wasn't empty. Yep, it's empty. All right, good deal. Now, we just gotta find a spot to put this in. Hopefully that's not occupied like it was on Friday. We will see. I say 146 is where we're supposed to put it. Let's see if 146 is available. Well, we're gonna put it in 147. We're gonna put it in 147. Because 146 is occupied. And I guess we're just gonna blindside it in. I'll probably have to pull it up and get it over one. Yeah, we'll pull it straight up and we'll be able to put it in 147. 146 is occupied. There's another one of those handles left up in the air. Look at that. Amazing what these guys do. See now, could almost, if you're not paying attention, I could pick that off with my fender and then scratch the truck. All right, looks like we are, well, we can push it back a little bit further. There we go. That's good. All right, we're hooked up to our new one. Let's get her checked out. Always, always, always look underneath. Make sure that your jaws are around the kingpin. Lights working. Pins are in. So things were going good until I got to pick up this empty, and we got a flat tire, and it's got the automatic errors, but it's off the bead, so they got to call tire shop. So now we sit and wait. We gotta wait for road service to come out and fix us up. It's definitely gonna need a new tire. There's a bolt in it. I'll show it to you. I didn't see it when I did the initial pre-trip and when I showed you initially what we found with the flat tire, but when I pulled it out and closed the doors and went to get my paperwork signed, I saw it, and the way I'm parked now, it's pretty visible, so I'm going to go out and show you what we got. We got a big old bolt in the tire, so I don't know how long it's going to take, but that's pretty much going to be the rest of our night. We were supposed to do another load of water, but it's already like 7:45 or almost 8 o'clock, so till they come out here, it'll be probably 10 or 10:30, and then there won't be enough time to go all the way down there, drop the van, grab the tank, go up to the well, get a load, go back down and deliver it. We probably most, unless he gets here right quick, but from what I understand, they're coming out of Mifflinburg and I'm sitting here in Hazleton, so it's gonna be a while, and that's pretty much gonna be it. Now I'll just have to go down to Vogelsville and get the tank and then roll on up empty and park it, because I won't have enough time to do a load of water, most likely. So there's the dirty, rotten scoundrel that's causing me to sit here and wait. She's a big one too. See if I can get closer to it and keep it in focus. But yeah, there's no patch in that tire. That's a big old bolt in there. It looks like a washer on it too, so that's the way I found it. So probably somewhere in the yard here, somebody picked it up. So I'm the one dealing with it. So my service guy is here. It's noisy, but he's working on getting the tires off, so we'll be rolling out of here shortly. 9:26 p.m. Alright, so that guy got us fixed up pretty quick. It's 10:26. We're just coming into Tamaqua now. 10:05 was when I rolled out of there after he had buttoned everything up and I signed the paperwork. But we do not have time to do another load of water. I started noon and it's 10:26 and I have to go all the way down to Fogelsville to drop this van and then get my empty tanker and then come back up. And until I get down to Fogelsville, it's going to be after 11 o'clock till I drop and hook. Probably use the restroom. It's going to be 11:30. I'm going to get back to the yard right around midnight or even slightly thereafter. So there is no way I could do another load of water. It just isn't possible or legal. So one tank wash, one load of water, and one van shuttle is all we're going to get out of today. But it is what it is. That's what happens in trucking. Flat tires and blown tires and different things. So not much you can do about it. I'm guessing that the bolt got picked up in the customer's yard up there somewhere. Maybe the yard jockeys or even our guy when he brought it in. I mean, who knows? But whatever the case was, it was flat and it was off the rim, so it wasn't able to be run. And you saw the size of the bolt that was in there, so it wasn't a little one. So that was a quick light. There isn't much traffic in Tamaqua at this time of night. At first I thought that guy was going to slingshot me and go straight. Sometimes they do that. They don't want to be behind the truck. But he did what he was supposed to do, so. Anyway, I figured, boy, another light. I figured I would wait to talk to you until I got down here because even though this camera's good in low light, it still needs some light to work with. So on a dark road, all you're going to see is what my headlights light up, which isn't very much. So best to use the camera when I have street lights and stuff to give you something to look at. But boy, I'm going to get them all red. This is crazy. There is no traffic and I'm getting all the lights red. During the day, sometimes I roll straight on through here. That was kind of ridiculous. Oh well. Anyway, once we cross these railroad tracks, that's about the end of the street lights. So, I guess we'll talk to you, I don't know if we'll talk to you down at the plant or if we will talk to you back at the yard or somewhere. We'll see. Alright, so it is 12:15 and we're back. We're parked, did our paperwork already, getting ready to go in and turn that in. And I figured we'd get back about 12:15, knowing how long it takes to get from the plant up to here. Everything went well until we picked up that dry van trailer with the flat tire, and then everything went in the tank, so to speak, with that one, no pun intended. And then we couldn't get our last load of the night, our last spring water load of the night, because we just wouldn't have enough time. It'd take 2 hours to get down there. I wouldn't get home till after 2 o'clock. I'd be way over hours. So not tonight, but tomorrow's another day, and we'll get back at it. And I don't know if I'm going to record or not, so we'll just talk to you in the next one that we do.